And Comic-Con is like that. You know, you're here and, you know, we walked out on stage this morning in front of 6,000 plus people in this big, big hall, and, you know, they're all standing up and applauding, and you're thinking, wow, you know, whether my characters touch their lives or somebody else's, or just the film or Peter, you know, it's a big film, and it moves a lot of people and inspires a lot of people, and it's a wonderful journey, and, you know, it made us feel great.
Journey.
There we go.
Thank you. Full circle.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Last time I saw you was at the Young Hollywood Studio, Chris Evans.
You're Captain S. America.
I am. Good to see you.
Right.
Since this is the last film.
Yeah, we met in.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
You were going to go on a vacay after.
I was going to show you. I showed you my fangs, didn't I? That's right.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Yeah,
that is such a good memory. Since this is the last of the trilogy, I'm going to ask you a first and a last question. Your very first kiss.
Oh, it must have been about 13, I think.
Late bloomer. Okay.
Yeah, that was it. I was quite late bloomer. Yeah. Very prudish kid.
Who were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, her name was Emma Davis.
I love that you're just keeping it at first names. It's good.
Yeah. If she ever sees this, she'll be mortified. I just
No,
said
she's
that.
gonna be really excited. Are you kidding me?
This one I watch YouTube clips. I watch I've got a very sort of strong sense of Schadenfreude, which is not a great thing because you're laughing at somebody else's misfortune, but it's often like, you know, people slipping down or falling over on YouTube. That always makes me crack up.
How do you feel about the ending of this trilogy that was beautiful, but everything that's to an end, no?
Yeah, no, it's an exciting thing. It's a lot of hard work and passion and integrity put into these 3 movies. Peter put a lot of his life into these films, and we're coming to the finale. It's exciting. It's sad in a way because the story is coming to an end, but, you know, it's going to be such a fantastic moment. You know, it's the ultimate ending to any trilogy I've ever seen.
What's the biggest quality that you like about your character, and what makes it unique in your opinion?
Well, he's honourable. He's courageous, and he finds things in his character I don't think even he believes that he was capable of. You know, he does physical feats in the film which are what I would say are superhuman, and he's human. He's essentially human, so he's hopefully going to be very relatable, and I mean, I related to him. I thought he's a cool badass hero.
Thank you very much. Enjoy.
It's very difficult to talk about it without spoiling it. I mean, if you've not read the book, then all I'll say is that, you know, his journey goes on a huge, emotionally charged journey. His kids are at the forefront of his fight. He becomes a man that I don't think even he realizes he is. You know, there's a lot to Bard, and I think he's pushed to do things that even he can't believe. And he's the only human, really, that Tolkien writes about as a principal character. So I have felt I had a responsibility to make him relatable and that people can empathize with and follow his journey through the eyes of a human, whereas you can follow the other stories through the eyes of a hobbit or a dwarf. And the reasons that push him to do what he does are, you know, very true, pure things like looking after his kids and protecting them from what ends up being a very scary threat. It was a long time being in New Zealand, and we have the front finale, the one that is going to be the icing on a very well-made cake. Such a fantastic moment, you know. It's very passionate 6,000 people who love film and TV and shows, and you know, they come on stage and to see like 6,000 people standing up and applauding you and what you've done is like, wow, you know, it's a very, very nice feeling to be around such positivity.
Very grueling project, I would imagine, for any actor. What is one memory that you have that was particularly challenging for you in filming this?
It's funny, Peter and I were talking about it last night. It was the first few days on set, when was that, like 2.5, 3 years ago, when I first got to New Zealand, and my first scene was actually, it's in the 3rd movie, weirdly, and it's on the rooftops of Lake Town. That's quite, well, it was one of the hardest things I'd ever done, and I was shredded. My hands were shredded. I was a right physical mess by the end of that scene. It was a big scene. It was a big action-heavy moment in the film. So yeah, I'll never forget that.
Well, so could you just reflect a little bit on being a part of this enormous franchise and being here with the fans? Do you draw something from the fans, just being around them and sort of seeing the excitement?
Comic-Con, you know, there's over 150,000 people here, and you know, this morning we were lucky enough to present a trailer and a teaser trailer to an audience of 6,500 people, you know, and you're like, and they're all there for the main reason. They just don't happen to be there for something else. They're there for the same reason. That's magical. That was really wonderful. So, yeah, that's the energy you get, and that's the love you get from these fans. They're hardcore, and they made their way to San Diego, and that's why we love coming here. Very good, yes. You?
Yeah, good. I heard it was really exciting in the panel. I love the poster. That's all I've gotten to see so far. It says special, yeah. The defining chapter. Do you think that's true?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a very important chapter. I wouldn't say it's the defining chapter, because that sounds like the ultimate moment. But there's a lot of things happening in that third movie. It's huge. It's high octane from the second it begins, and so. Yeah, but the poster's fantastic. It really sets up the real, you know, the pressure and the responsibility. This little lone silhouette of Bart the Bowman facing off this gigantic dragon who's coming straight for him. Yeah. Big job there.
Exciting stuff. I love Peter Jackson. I heard he went around the floor. Did you hear about that?
Yes, he did. Yeah. I've seen the costume. Has he released that yet? Because
he has.
He showed me the video last night. It's very funny.
Would you ever want to do that?
Yeah, I mean, if they gave me half an hour to have fun, yeah, but I fly in, do this, talk to people like you, and then get back on a plane and disappear again. I never have any time to do stuff like that. Maybe next time I'll do it. I said that last time I was here as well. So.
Yeah, work. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
The moment we're all looking forward to, for those who have read the books, is the moment you let loose that arrow. Can you tell us, like, what that moment is like for you, like, as an actor? Are you, like, screaming, like, yeah, this is for my family? Or is it, like, grim determination? Like, tell me about that.
Well, I can't really tell you too much, because it would sort of spoil the film if I told you how it happens and what I'm feeling. But it's a very big moment in the book. I mean, if what happens didn't happen, then the story would end in a very different way. So it's a very big responsibility, and it was a very fun time. It took quite a few days to shoot. So but. I think Pete and I have cut something very powerful and compelling and tragic and all those things that you really want from certain moments in a film. So that's all I can say.
How's it been joining this ensemble cast? Because obviously a lot of them have worked together for a long time. Do you have a lot of scenes with some like do you have scenes with Cate Blanchett or any of them like who've been doing it for a long time? Or?
No, I don't have any scenes with Kate. No. I've scenes with Orlando and, everybody else, basically, yeah. Bard gets about.
How's it been working with them, like getting into that role and getting into this world, you know, the last movie?
Wonderful. I mean, it was a great experience, you know, and the good thing about Bard being a human is, you know, you see you're able to play him with human emotions, and, you know, that and he gets to meet and interact with a lot of people in the cast. So that was a fun thing. It's always nice, you know, especially the famous characters, you know, that you know from Lord of the Rings. I mean, that's always quite fun. All right, no worries.
Is there anything that you geek out over the way other people geek out over?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, today standing in front of that panel before we went on, looking at all of them in the silhouetted darkness, watching on the screen the sewn together footage of all 6 of the films, and realizing that however small a part I'm to do with that, I was completely geeked out.
I geek out over motorbikes and watches.
Bikes and watches.
Yeah, bikes and watches like a boy, because of my grandfather. And also TV shows now. I've started geeking. I just watched True Detective. It's just like...
Yeah, True Detective's great.
Oh my God.
And Walking Dead. They're all a bit Walking Dead-ites in our house.
Tom Waits, I geek out. I had the fortune to meet him recently in the live, and he is the most incredible. For me, he is. I would queue up all night and stay. You know, I would do what these guys are doing here to watch a Tom Waits concert for sure.
I think I geek out at stupid YouTube clips. I just spend most of my time in my trailer just looking at stupid YouTube clips of animals doing stupid things. So people do.
I get starstruck all the time, and I geek out about stuff that fans do as well. It was a real thrill to see, you know, Galadriel and Frodo and, you know, everyone on that panel today, and realise I'm part of that. So yeah.
Yahoo!